Hello, I'm Judy Gray, and thank you for joining us on Market Yourself Beautiful. I'm here today with Mia Henley. She's the Executive Director of Creative Aging in the Mid-South. And Mia, I just want to thank you so much for taking your time out today. I really appreciate you joining me. And
it's great. I'm happy to talk and tell more people about creative aging.
Wonderful. Creative aging, and I spoke one time before with my people that tune into my blog about filling your cup and things that help you to fill your cup and be exciting and to make your life more fun and exciting. And creative aging is one of those things for me. So I'm thrilled to be here with you and thrilled to have you share with our audience what creative aging is.
Well, Creative Aging is a nonprofit organization. We've been around since 2003, and what we do is bring music and arts programs to older adults in the greater Memphis area. It is exciting, exhilarating, and when you talk about filling your cup, it is absolutely something that fills my cup and fills the cup, I believe, of so many seniors. What we do is really reach into their hearts and help them feel connected to their community. Our programs help reduce isolation. They improve seniors' health. Over time, there's been all kinds of studies that show that exposure to professional arts programs on a regular basis, 2 to 3 times a week, can make a tremendous difference in the health and well-being of older adults. And as you know, and as I'm sure the audience knows, there are so many people who are becoming seniors each day. Over 10,000 Americans become 65. So we really need to think about what older age looks like. And really, I think it feels like middle age for a lot of people now to be 65. But so many of the people in America live until their mid to late 90s these days. So when you look at those retirement years, what is technically a senior, 65 on, that's a 30-year span. And so it's really important for all of us to think about what does this look like? What do we want our life to be like after that core work period ends? And maybe we continue to work a little bit, but we have a little bit more free time and a chance to explore things that are new, like the arts. So,
well, like my grandmother used to say, just keep a living.
That's right.
You'll get there. We're
That's
all
right.
headed in that direction.
That's right.
And the beauty of the organization, I love that we bring life into those senior communities. So
we do.
yeah, that's wonderful. Tell us some of the things that you've got going on. I'd just like to add too, if I could look at the audience and look at you, Mia is, you are so dynamic in the things that you're doing, and you brought so much to creative aging and so many new programs and things. So tell us some about the things that you've got going on right now.
Well, Creative Aging has 3 programs, and 2 of those programs were in existence when I started in 2017. But we've expanded both of those legacy programs dramatically, and that's exciting. And then we've added a new program. So I'll tell you about all 3 of them.
Okay, that'd be great.
If we can. So the first program is our senior community performances, and that is really what Meryl Klein, our founder, started back in 2003, and that's how we got going. These are performances where artists and musicians, professionals who have Grammys, who perform in Europe and around the world, and locally on Beale Street and at fine hotels, go to senior communities and spend an hour performing for older adults. We also have workshop artists that do that, but we work with 68 senior communities right now, which is amazing, and they are in over 30 zip code areas. So they're not just in one neighborhood, they're all over our city and really represent the huge diversity of seniors that we have in our community. Diversity in terms of race, of socioeconomic status, of education, of life experience, and diversity along the aging spectrum. We work with people who are very independent, and then people who are really, maybe close to their last days. So it's a beautiful experience. We have 85 different artists and musicians, including Judy Gray, that are fantastic and that go out and work with the seniors that we serve. So we love doing that. The senior community performances are fabulous. We'll do about 700, maybe even 750 this year.
Well, let me stop you there too. I'd also like to say a couple things about that. One, I love the organization because the organization respects the musicians as well. So it's an opportunity to use the talents of the musicians, but they're blessed also because we are paid
That's right. Well,
through creative aging. So
And
I want to say that because that's
it's
really important.
It's really important for several reasons. I mean, primarily it's important to us at Creative Aging because it brings in the highest caliber of musician. I mean, there are many musicians who would be happy to volunteer a few times a year, but we're talking about over 700 performances, and you could never expect people to volunteer that frequently. So by paying the musicians, we are able to get the best quality folks in to be with our senior audiences, and that's really important. But it's also very important because creative aging drives the local creative economy, and having artists and musicians in Memphis is so incredibly important to the city that we live in. I mean, if we want our city to grow and thrive, we've got to have the arts as part of that. That is what brings dynamic young people to our community.
Right.
It is what keeps people engaged in the community. And I just can't say enough about how important the arts are. And in fact, I want to give a shout out to Arts Memphis, who is one of our major funders, and also the Tennessee Arts Commission, another major funder. And the reason they support creative aging is because we provide arts access for so many underserved seniors.
Right.
And by underserved, I don't necessarily mean reference their economic status. I'm talking about their ability to access. There are so many barriers to accessing the arts when a person gets older, just because their physical abilities change. So we're really grateful for the support from the arts community, and I mean that from the arts funders and the artists and musicians themselves. It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so the other program that we have also, of course, involves the arts community, but it involves the arts community in a different way. The program is called the Senior Arts Series, and we're now close to finishing our 4th season. And what this is bringing really bigger arts groups in general to Theater Memphis' stage. Theater Memphis is a partner, an incredible partner of ours, and we've been working with them for 4 years. And so we rent their main stage, which holds 400 people in the seats. And we are able to bring the opera, the Memphis Symphony, the Irish Orchestra, Theater Memphis's works from their current season, musicals and different things that they're doing, to the stage at 1:30 in the afternoon. $5 tickets,
Highly
free,
reduced price. Exactly.
free parking,
quality entertainment.
Absolutely. A complimentary reception follows each show, which is really wonderful because the seniors stand around and visit and talk and develop this incredible sense of community. So, I mean, Judy, we averaged in 2018, our audience average was exactly 273 people per show.
Wow.
That's a lot of seniors coming
right.
out, and they're able to access arts groups that they might not be able to access at any other time. So we are so proud of that. We are so grateful for all of our community partners. And again, these arts groups are paid. They all receive
right.
a stipend to come and to work with us, which makes it viable for them.
Right.
But they love being able to reach the senior audiences too, because that's a hard group for people to reach sometimes.
Right. And the level of entertainment is unbelievable.
It is.
I mean, I leave there every day thinking, or every time thinking, that was $5 for all of that.
I know.
And, you know, and I had an opportunity to share it with a lady that I met just out, and she just moved here to Memphis and was looking for things to do. And she just can't say enough about it, and how thankful she is, and how it was connective. And I think the beauty of anything arts, obviously, is it crosses all barriers and brings people together. So that's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing, and the audiences at the Senior Arts Series are very diverse. They come from all over the community, the greater Memphis area, and we have quite a following. It's really fantastic. And if people listening to this know folks that are over 65, and we don't card at the door, I like to say that. if you're close to 65, I mean, people generally respect the idea that this really is for older adults, but it is perfectly fine for someone's, daughter or companion to drive them there if they can't drive. But we really encourage you to tell people about this program because it's a great way to enjoy the arts. So coming up on Wednesday, October 16th, we have Tennessee Shakespeare. They'll be doing their Romeo and Juliet project. That's at 1:30 in the afternoon. And then our final performance for the 2019 season is A Christmas Carol. That's Theater Memphis's production of A Christmas Carol, which they do and have done for over 50 years. And it is absolutely fantastic. And it will be sold out. You can get your tickets online in advance, creativeagingmidsouth.org. Those tickets will go on sale on Monday, October 21st at 8 a.m.
And I say it again, get your ticket in advance.
I know, it is
Phenomenal show.
It is something, that is one of the parts of my job that I do not like, is
Right.
turning away
Yeah.
wonderful people who
Right.
were not in the first 400 to
Right,
enter.
to enter, right, I understand, and,
Yeah.
but it is
Yeah.
well worth it, I encourage you again to go
Yes,
online and get
yes,
your tickets. So,
yes.
what else do you have going on?
Well, so our third program, this is our new program,
Mhm.
and we are so excited about this. It's called Senior Studio.
Mhm.
So as I have been in this job and learned more about what really are the best things to do to
Mhm.
engage seniors with the arts. I mean, there are many things that are good, and we don't always have to just do one thing. One of the things that is really over and over again, the research shows that ongoing learning, lifelong learning type courses where there's sequential learning, and over a period of 4 to 8 weeks, seniors come back, and not only are they building skills, they are developing relationships and maybe even friendships with the other students in the class, and the sense of confidence and growth and well-being that is achieved as a result of learning something new is fantastic. So this was our pilot year, and our goal was to have 10 courses. We will hold 17 courses
Wow.
this year,
Wow.
which is phenomenal. The response has been unbelievable. I'll tell you, it's fantastic. So we started, our first course was a dulcimer class.
Mhm.
And you know, I knew the word dulcimer, I knew it was an instrument, but I had to look up, like, what exactly is that thing, you know?
Right.
So it is a string type instrument that rests in your lap, and it is, as the instructor, the fantastic Lee Cagle will say, it is easy for old hands and young hands to
Okay.
operate a dulcimer, because arthritis and other things that can make it difficult, or upper body strength in terms of like holding a violin or even a guitar, those issues go away with the dulcimer. And she actually brings the dulcimers, so you don't even have to own one.
Wow.
We started out at the Bartlett Senior Center, and the senior coordinator out there called me, and she said, well, we've sold out.
Wow.
And I have a waiting list of like 10 people. And I said, well, maybe we could offer 2,
Right.
right? So the instructor agreed, and we sold out the second class.
Wow.
And that was in February, and it just goes on. We've had the history of American music several times. We've had pottery painting several times. We've had creative writing is happening right now. And
Right.
one of the fantastic partnerships that has come out of this is not only are we offering these courses in our different senior communities around the city, meaning senior centers,
Mhm.
senior residential housing communities, but the Memphis Public Libraries are a huge partner of ours, and there are 18 branches, if everyone doesn't know that. There are many branches, and we have several courses coming up after the first of the year. We have a pottery painting class that will be at the Bartlett Library branch. We have pottery painting and creative writing, which will be offered in Cordova in
Okay.
January. I can't keep up with all the things. The South Branch has a
Mhm.
course coming up after the first of the year. Lakeland Senior Center is having classes. Arlington Senior Center has had classes. Plow Towers.
Wow.
I mean, it just goes on.
How much is it to take the class?
Wow. And here you go. All of the courses offered at the libraries are free.
Okay.
The Library Foundation is partnering with us.
Okay.
The library's model is, of course, free.
Right.
Everything at the library is free. And so with the support of the foundation and Creative Aging working together, we're able to offer those courses at no cost to seniors, which is
Wow, that's
incredible,
huge.
right?
Mhm.
In some of the senior centers, the senior centers will help pay and offset. It's never more than $5 per class.
Okay.
So, and right now we have another fantastic class going on at the Dixon Museum and Gardens, which is a partner. We've had 2 sculpture classes this summer, and right now we have a collage class
Yes,
happening,
yes.
which is, it is $5 a class, but that
Mhm.
includes all of your supplies. I mean, it's very reasonable,
Right.
and we're offering that in partnership with the Dixon, and so proud to be partnering with these wonderful Memphis institutions who really care deeply for the senior community and want to get them involved. And I'm telling you, I mean, 100% of the evaluations we get back have been positive.
Right.
People just consistently say, when we ask, what would you change? Is there anything you would do differently? They say, have more classes.
Wow.
You know, they just want more, because there are so many smart, dynamic, vibrant older
Right.
adults in our community that don't have a lot to do.
Right.
And they want to engage, and they
Right.
want opportunities for that. So we're happy to be able to offer it.
Well, it also speaks to your ability to choose things, and like you said, the high caliber of artists that you select to come in to do the work, it's just phenomenal. And
we work hard with our teachers to make sure that they are qualified, they are all teaching artists, and because not all artists are really teachers.
True.
And certainly not all teachers are artists,
right.
and nobody can be everything, but
right.
it is a skilled position, and the ability to work with people, and working with older adults is a little different than other I mean, the people at these classes want to be there. They want to learn.
Right.
They are not like my children and your children, who are younger people who may or may not really
right.
want to learn at all times.
Mom's making
right?
me do this,
I have to do this.
Right.
I have to do that. And these folks are really in a different position, and their life experience is vast. They may not know how to paint pottery, but they might know how to operate an airplane, etc. I mean, these are very educated, intelligent people, lots of life experience, lots to bring to the table.
Right, right. Well, you mentioned a lot of things going on, and
yes.
I know you've got some, which is wonderful. I'm excited to hear all about, and I want you to educate everybody about creative aging. Some of the other supporters that you've had some phenomenal, you're a phenomenal grant writer.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Phenomenal at, because we can see your excitement about creative
Yeah.
aging and your passion for what you do. So it's so wonderful, and I talk about your energy all the time.
Wow.
It's hard to keep up with you. But I know MIFA and the city of Memphis have
Yes.
also
They have partnered with us. Methodist Hospital is a partner. We just received a grant also from Shelby County government.
Awesome.
To work with the senior centers that are in Shelby County but outside the city limits. So these are our other municipalities: Millington, Lakeland, Arlington, Germantown, Collierville. So we'll be working with all of those communities, doing senior studio courses and having musical performances. The city of Memphis has given us, we won a competitive grant process with them to work with some senior centers and senior housing communities in the core of the city, which we are delighted about. And we have been working with those organizations in the city, but this will allow us to take a deeper dive and go forward. It's interesting, sometimes people will say, well, you're already serving those communities, and I'll say, well, let me tell you something. The finest communities in the city, the most lovely places, offer the older adults that they work with 10 or more art and music activities each week.
Oh, wow.
Each week, right?
Right.
So that's the gold standard. And I say to people, why would we be satisfied with anything else
Right.
in our other communities? We may not get there overnight, but our role as advocates for seniors and a creative aging, that's what we are. We are advocating for high quality of life, rich, full, joyful, older adult lives.
Right.
And we're saying, everyone should have the best.
Right.
And that's what we're working to achieve. So yes, we may be offering, 6 or 10 or 12 classes a year at, a tower, a senior tower or a senior center. But I would say to you, until we get to 120 classes a year, that's really where I'll be satisfied.
Right.
Every day, every week, not just from time to time. So that's our goal. That's where we're headed.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, I always say that it benefits all of us as a community to be concerned
Absolutely.
about the care, the keeping, the education of everybody in our community,
Right.
be it our children, all the way to our senior community. And
Right.
only as we all prosper and grow, we grow together. So
Absolutely.
it's just beneficial. This is so powerful, and I'm so excited again to be a part of it. Now, you do have a lot of people supporting you. You have
Yes.
done a great job of grant writing and funding, but we can always use more people coming along to help. And you
Right.
have a great
Right.
event coming up, or we, as I should
Well,
say, coming up, if you'd like to share about that event.
I'm excited about this event because really with our fundraiser, we raise operating support funds. And if anyone who's listening is involved in the nonprofit world, funding is always tricky, and lots of people are happy to fund your programs, but they won't fund your operations.
Right.
And we all know that you can't really have the programs without operations.
Right.
And so operating support is really critical to creative aging and to all nonprofits. And our fundraiser is where we get that support. So on Thursday, October 17th, we will be having a fabulous event. It will be at Theater Memphis. It's called Cocktails, Canapes, and Cats. Theater Memphis is presenting Cats, Andrew Lloyd Webber's wonderful Broadway musical,
Right.
as part of its season this year. And we have rented the theater for the evening, and we are taking over the lobby. We're going to have lovely food, wonderful, things to drink, lots of fun and enjoyment with friends and family and supporters. And we invite all of you to call 272-3434. You can get a ticket. You can go online and get your ticket that way. We'd love to sell out the house because this is a big event for creative aging. And at 7:30, Cats will go on stage,
Yes.
and you'll get to see the incredible show. And, I just a shout out to Debbie Litch and all the people at Theater Memphis, because there may not be a finer community theater in the United States. They're about to celebrate their 100th anniversary. We're so excited for them. And Cats is going to be a phenomenal production. Jordan Nichols is directing it. They have some incredible members of the cast.
Right.
The costumes are very, very special. They have a special costume that has been designed for these performances. They've really gone all out, so we're excited.
Well, I was going to plug Theater Memphis as well, but you couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
I shared with Debbie Litch the other day. I was in New York last week with my daughter, and the only difference between a production there and a production here is distance.
And
The
price.
quality and price. Yeah, don't forget the price.
That's right.
But the quality level is,
It's
every time
amazing.
I go in, I'm blown away. So I'm
Right.
excited that we're getting to partner with
Yes.
them. And can you give us the website and that phone number again?
Sure, it's creativeagingmidsouth.org, and our phone number is 901-272-3434.
Okay, and I'm going to put up the information as well
Yes.
when we finish. And
Yes.
I just appreciate your time so
Yes.
much,
Yes.
because I know you're so busy. And
Well,
so thank you for telling us about creative aging, and thank you for joining us. Again, my name is Judy Gray, and I'm here with Mia Henley, the Executive Director of Creative Aging of the Mid-South. And thank you for tuning in with us today on Market Yourself Beautiful. Remember, you only have one chance to make that first impression.